Hi there, it's Sarah Barry from stampwithsarah.co.uk. Thanks for watching the video today. Now we've made some, and I say we, Matthew, Adam and I have made some Halloween treats. Now this is something we try and do every year, and here they are. These are this year's treats. So how we make them is by using some of the Stampin' Up! Cellophane bags, and they are the 2 by 8 inch bags, and they are in a packet of 50 in the catalogue, and they're relatively cheap. I think £2.75, something like that in the catalogue. So again, they're 2 inches by 8 inches, so that means you can get treats like these inside. So you've got 6 of the balls in here. You can get more in. I've just shortened the bag, and you can also get 4 of the coins inside these bags. So that, think about this for Christmas as well. So you'll have 50, so you've got plenty if you're doing lots of Halloween treats, but also some goodies for Christmas as well if you do craft fairs and things like that. So to start with, you need some of the pumpkin pie cardstock to make the pumpkins. And what I tell you to do normally is to cut a strip, and you want to cut your strip the width of the piece that you want to cut out, like that, just to save on paper, rather than putting in a whole sheet and punching out things that you don't need. I know it doesn't take up a lot of cardstock, but if you're doing lots of them, you're going to waste more than you need. So what you need to do is just pop the cardstock into the end of the punch there. Now this punch is open, it has a lock at the bottom, so you can store them flat so they can stand up on a shelf, and you can lay them in a drawer with maybe 1 or 2 on top of each other. So pop your cardstock into the top of the punch, and you want 3 of the lemons. Just tear that off there and shake the bits out as well. 1, 2, 3. Now you'll notice that the top of the lemon is actually larger. It's wider at the top than the bottom, just to give it that that lemon shape. You know, it's more realistic, and this is where it'd be hanging from the lemon tree. But what we're actually going to do is turn these round. So we want the big wider bottom, the wider top at the bottom. So just take your snips, and we want to cut into these. You could do all 3 at the same time if you wanted. Just take that off there. That's all we're doing, just taking that bottom piece off, making it flatter. We did try and do it without cutting this off, but to be honest, it did still look like an orange lemon. So just taking that little bit off does help. Next, you want to take the pumpkin pie ink, which matches the cardstock, and one of our finger sponges, our daubers. You can hold it around the black, or you can actually pop your finger in the end and use it like that. Either way is just the same. So the centre lemon, you want to go all the way around with the shading, and you're just holding it and flicking off the end. The left one you just need to do around the top, around the bottom, and the left side, and the right is the opposite way, so around the bottom, around the top, and on the right side. Okay, that's it for daubing. Now this is something that children can help you do There's no reason why they can't do this project. You just need to be careful with the punch, obviously, and when you're cutting the buttons. But they'd love to have a go at doing this. I know the boys really enjoyed doing it yesterday, and they helped me come up with a couple of ideas, which I'm going to show you in a little while. So to put this together, you want some of the Tombow. I'll pop a bit there. And use a straight line of the grid paper and place them over the top of each other like that. Now this one, we need to add some of the green to it out of the top. Now that is made by this leaf, not this one. This one, we want this long stem coming out of the leaf. So again, have a strip here of green cardstock. This is the Pear Pizzazz. Whoop, punch out your leaf. Now add some of the Tombow to the bottom there. Try not to get too high because you want a little bit of this shape here, like that. Now I would normally leave that to dry completely, but it's okay. Just flip it over and add 2 or 3 of the dimensionals on the back there. Mini ones would be fine too. Bring in your pumpkin. Ooh, it's on a sticky bit. And line him up in the middle. And there you have your pumpkin, all lovely and shaded. Now you would just simply place that on top of one of the bags. So I filled this one with the 4 coins and I folded the edge over, just creased it with my fingernail and stuck some sellotape on the back there. Now if you're doing these for craft fairs, you might want to do it a little bit neater perhaps. I just buy these rings, these circles, and they're literally just sellotape circles. These are quite big ones, so I actually cut into this and got 4 out of 1 circle, and that tab just sits on the top there just to close it. You can, as I said, you can just use sellotape, but I've just got these to hand, so you might want to look at those for future projects, perhaps if you sell your treats. So you just want to add some fast fuse adhesive, which is like a red tape adhesive, but it's all inside of here. It's all in there, so all the waste gets collected. It's a super strong adhesive. Make sure everything's straight and just line up your pumpkin at the top. Now on this one, you'll want to hide this. If you're doing a message, I suggest cutting out a white lemon and writing your message on top there. Now I have our basic black marker and I'm going to put to Adam. Happy Halloween, love, Mummy and Daddy. There we go. Now because this is just going to get ripped off, you just want 1 or 2 pads at the top of the back of the lemon and stick down there, so you've got a nice little name there. So if Adam is taking any of these into playgroup, you can say to Adam, to Molly, happy Halloween, love from Adam, and then this would just get ripped out and probably thrown away, but at least it's not going to rip and you'll have all card stuck to this for the children to stop the kids getting into it. So that's that one with a message on. This I've just added some of the old olive sheer ribbon. It's quite a narrow ribbon, it's 1/8 of an inch there, like that. Now this one is a little bit different. It's got some texture on it. I'm going to show you how to do that. So the lemon punch actually has a coordinating stamp set called Lemon Zest, and at the moment they're both in a bundle together. Now this lemon is a solid image. It's pretty much all rubber. You've just got a little flacking in it to give you that lemon texture. So what you can do is you can either stamp first randomly to create a texture, or you can cut them out first and then stamp. So you just want 3, I've not cut my strip, you just want 3 lemons. Like that, 1, 2, 3. Discard all of that. And while I'm punching, I will just do another green leaf. Like so. Okay, again, you want to cut the larger side down and flat. And that's the bottom. And now the fun bit begins. So we want the coordinating ink, which is pumpkin pie, back again. Now there's quite a lot of colour on this top pumpkin, so if you wanted to, you can stamp off, get rid of some of that colour, and stamp over the top of the cardstock lemon. Now doing it this way, you're not going to get it exactly over the top, and to be honest, there normally is a bit of a border anyway when you're punching out a stamped image, but I quite like that I've got this edge that hasn't been stamped, because it just adds it makes the pumpkin look a bit more rounded. I didn't stamp off on that one, so actually I can put that one at the front and that one those either side. So in the Autumn Winter catalogue there is a stamp set called Pick a Pumpkin, and you do get 3 Halloween faces. If you're looking at doing a lot of these, and potentially next year as well, I'd recommend getting this stamp set because it's got all of the ready-made pumpkins and even has the dies to match it too. But because I don't have that one, I'm using our marker. Now this is the basic black marker, and all I did was copy one of the faces from the sweets. So this one's got round eyes. You can make them as happy or as sad or scary as you'd like. Maybe the kids can get involved in doing this. Okay, big face and a tooth. That's a happy one. Now there's a brush tip on the other side of this marker, which helps fill it out. If you have alcohol marker pens, then this is an ideal job for one of those as well. There we go. That's our very happy Halloween face, pumpkin face. So again, you just pop it together. You mount it together as before. Bit of glue on the leaf and on the edge of a pumpkin. Overlap them. And there you really have your textured pumpkin. Now I don't know which one I prefer. One of the children said the plain and one of them said the one with a face. So I would guess it really depends on who you're giving them to. There we go, a little bit wet. That's a little bit wet. So that's the textured one, and that's the one with just the sponge dauber effect on the edge there. So the other thing you can do, remember that you have the messages on the back. If you don't want to put a message on, you can just cut another plain orange lemon out and stick it on top, just so it all coordinates and hides that fold there. The other thing that we have for Halloween this year is the cat punch. Now, of course you can use it all year round, but it's perfect for Halloween. I have punched one of these out, and I've just used the chalk marker pen and carefully coloured in, sort of drawn on a nose, a mouth and some whiskers with this chalk pen, which is great for your darker card colours. Okay. And then Matthew's idea was to put googly eyes on. Now, we don't have any googly eyes in the catalogue this year. We did a couple of years ago, but we all have googly eyes in it, stashed away somewhere. Just add a foam pad on the back of the cat and stick him with a pumpkin, which looks really, really cool. Or what you can do is actually use the lemon again and just use it as a symmetrical shape. Once it's in just plain white, you wouldn't really know it's a lemon, and you just pop your cat over the top and it just helps with a bit of, makes it look like a topper then, and you can just add it to the top of one of these treat bags on its own. And you would do the back as normal as well. So that's it. That's all our wonderful Halloween ideas for this year. Now there's just a few more days. We've got about 9, 10, 11 days, something like that, as I speak. So you have got time to get your orders in for the lemon punch if you're doing some pumpkins this year. Don't forget that you can do them on invitations as well, and not just treats. So I really hope you'd like the treat bag idea. I'm sure I'll be back with more of these treat bags because they're a fantastic size for Christmas. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear which one you like the most, and I will see you again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.